My name is Kilmer. This is my final presentation for the Productivity Project. My site is a Coyote Center of Chandler Gilbert Community College. This site began construction in 2013. It should take about 26 months to complete. The contractor is Sun. Cost is $33.8 million. I was able to observe the activities of masonry, structural steel, concrete, plumbing rough out, mechanical rough out, and electrical rough out while I was there. Special characteristics of the site: it is an occupied campus. This project is located at the front of the campus. There is site retention of stormwater runoff from westbound lanes of Pecos Road. The site will achieve a minimum of silver certification, LEED certification, with the possibility of gold LEED certification. There's extensive use of LED technology, as well as this site introduces natural gas to the college. I was able to go out on 3 different dates, which meant I had to double up on 2 of those. On the days I did have to double up, I did my observations before lunch and after lunch, with a good 2 hours in between. My activity analysis resulted in a direct work percentage of 23%, which is significantly lower than a lot of my classmates, as well as much of the material we discussed in class. I attribute this to a few things. Mainly, there seemed to be quite a bit of traveling that I observed. I believe this is due to the large horizontal footprint of the site. Workers were constantly having to walk from point A to point B, whether to be to get a tool, to get materials, so on and so forth. There was also a lot of ceiling work being done while I was there, so there was a lot of going up and down, relocating ladders. The same can be said with electric lifts that were being positioned. Other considerations that I found: there was a constant consulting between workers, reviewing plans, talking with supervisors, talking with planners. This seemed to be going on in every corner of the project constantly. There was an error in a structural steel load delivery, which made that crew have to hold and sort out what the situation was. They had to plan and gather what beams were where, needed to go where. So that was a delay right there. And 4/5 of my observation came on days where crews were preparing for large tasks the following day. There was a concrete pour one day that the crew was staffing or was getting ready to do, as well as a steel trusses in the gym going in the next day that another crew was preparing for. My activity improvement was masonry. As you can see by my observational graph, there were 4 workers on site, bricklayers on site. They did a fabulous job of being efficient. I watched them for a good 30 minutes. The inefficiencies came in the background. There's a lift operator as well as 2 transporters. As far as active value-added work, there just was not a lot being done. This picture shows the primary storage location of the bricks. This was in the northeast corner of the site. Those bricks were delivered there, and within moments were being repositioned throughout the site. My belief is if those bricks were positioned at these secondary locations in the first place, you easily could get rid of at least one of those transporters. This shows one of those secondary sites that I was talking about where the bricks would end up. The only other inefficiency I saw was scaffolding had to be relocated once during my observations. This was kind of an isolated incident, and I actually attribute this to the productivity of the crews being able to go up the wall and needing that additional level of scaffolding sooner. This is the footprint of the site. The yellow is that primary brick location. The green is the secondary locations where I suggested the bricks just be dropped off in the first place. Mixers are in the center up there. And pink is where I observed the work being done. Safety is the last part of the report. Sun is very important to Sun. They have posters around to acknowledge what proper safety protocol is. I found this picture on the left interesting. It kind of taps into some of the inspirational safety or inspirational motives we had talked about in class. This one showing pictures of family, reasons why you should be safe. The only key violation I saw was in the gym on one day. They were doing ceiling work, as you can see on the right there. There's 4 entrances in and out of that gym. Each one had a do not enter sign across them with red tape, but in one of those you can see that was down, and that was right there underneath where the construction was going on, which was a pretty significant violation.